Hello, it's Friesefan here with another house build. But this time we're building a new castle. Cause I am, as always, as I have been the whole time. I am planning on doing, believe it's this time, uh, a bachelor challenge, and I said in the last time that I wanted to build something new that I could play this challenge in. So here we are. We have a new castle to play in, and it was a bit of a struggle to build. I had this idea in my head, and then building it was different than I expected it to, and I really wanted to have this spiraled staircase in the tower because I thought that that just sounded very uh, time periods right. It sounded right for the time period. Time period, correct? Is that what you say then? And I had a struggle building that, but I do think that in the end the result is quite nice. So I think that is what you at least are aiming for. It took me a while to build, as when I started building, I had not planned for my new Let's Play yet. So I was just building because I was enjoying the idea. Usually that is how I build. I have an idea of what I want to do, or I saw something, or I envisioned something, and then I try to put it out on paper or in the Sims, not on paper. I used to draw a lot of houses. Yes, floor plans of houses. That was in between having access to a Sims game. And once I got this computer, which was specifically bought so it could handle the Sims 3. The Sims 3, compared to the Sims 4, is it requires a lot more power from your PC, and I luckily knew that, and I asked when they built the PC for my desktop computer for me. I specifically asked that it would be able to play this game. My dad did say then soonish it's the new game will come out and then you won't be able to play. But The Sims 4 it doesn't require enough the same amount of power. I bet if you have all the add-ons, all the expansions packs, game packs, stuff packs, kits, it will require more power than the Sims 3 game. I have a feeling it might. But yeah, I think this computer helped me a lot getting all these ideas into a game, and now onto YouTube, and there is somebody listening. I think, don't know who, but somebody's listening, and it's not me, so that's great. Uh, yeah, that is mostly the introduction to this. I would say it might be a bit too big. I haven't played in it yet, which might mean that I have to change something before I actually during gameplay, maybe even or before I start playing with it. Uh, yeah, we shall see. I do believe somewhere there is a couple of bits of me building in this castle that haven't been recorded or have gotten lost. I don't know. Sometimes that happens. Uh, so that is unfortunately, but I believe once I start this challenge again with this new group of people, I would say that it would pan out just right, you will see every bit and piece of this place. And we're currently working on the bachelorette suite, which is always a bit more eccentric, if you will, a bit more out there. And apparently I chose the color blue. Although before this part I built the structure of the whole castle. Who knows where that footage is. Did I press record? Did I not? We will never know. And I built the main living room. And that blue there was different than this blue. That was still blue, but it was different. And I should have thought of that beforehand. I believe we're going to this blue for the rest of the build in a second. That is maybe also why I decided to call this Midnight Blue. Mostly because I needed something with an M and I just couldn't. I would say I have a decent sized English vocabulary. Would say that. But as soon as I have to come up with a name for something, all of a sudden I lack all basic English knowledge and I just can't figure out a name. It's always fun. But yeah, this time I googled different names for royal blue because it's sort of a royal blue. And the second picture I looked at were swatches of blue. There was a color called Midnight Blue. I think that would solidify my picking of this blue. And the name that helped as well. It is a good fit. And I hope this house is really nice to play in. And in my mind, as I was furnishing it, I kept thinking, it's way too big, it's way too big. I'm gonna have trouble finding the people. If it is way too big, we will only use it for this one challenge and then I will toss it, I think. But I do enjoy how it looks right now. Do enjoy the end result. I really like what I did with this main living area, which you're not gonna see in this. But there might be a picture of it. Looks like it. It now also looks like the rest of the house is not this dark blue, but a sort of lighter grayish blue. That's also an option, of course. That I decided to do something completely different, because why not? Yeah, as always, I also built a basement level, because if you have seen the way I play this bachelorette challenge, there's a surprise and I needed basement for it. I have to put the people away somewhere so they can stay in my household but not in the main house. And I liked how that looked. I think there is a screenshot of the floor plan of that as well, somewhere in the mix, so that's always good. And I think I really how do you say that? I really made it difficult for myself building this house because of this tower with the staircase, which I really wanted. Because it made the center of the house difficult. Angles, walls are never a good thing. Here you can see a bit of the living room, so who knows, might work out fine. I don't really have anything else to talk about. It is a gorgeous day outside. We had a rainy day, then a day where it took for ages to clear up, which is always fun. And now it's a gorgeous day outside already, set in the sun. I do know I don't need to get my hopes up, because before you know it, it's gonna be grey and gloomy again. But for the moment right now, it's looking nice, and I enjoy that. I really enjoy a bit of sunshine every now and then, so that's great. And it's almost Easter, as this comes up on Thursday, which means that the coming weekend it's gonna be Easter. We have 2 Easter days here in the Netherlands, because they're very generous with days off. I don't know. That is just how it is. And for the second day of Easter, I'm going to my parents. We're having lunch there. I'm making this parfait. Is that what you call it? Which I have made a couple of times previously. It's very easy. You take bastogne cookies. That is like a robust cookie with a bit of a spicy, it's not spicy but spiced flavor to it, which is very nice. You crumble that cookie up. You do that in a Ziploc bag, and then you smash your rolling pin into it multiple times until you have crumbs that you sprinkle in the bottom of a glass. That over that you usually do yogurt, but this time I bought vla, because vla is yellow, and Easter yellow, I think that maybe makes a bit more sense. You put a spoonful of that in your cup, and then you grab another spoonful of like a marmalade jam situation that you put in the cup. And if you do it right, you can usually layer it in this scenario. But I already know I'm not gonna be able to layer it more than this one time, because generally speaking, I am not a person that is. I can be very neat and precise when cooking, if need be, but generally speaking, I don't think I'm gonna be neat and precise for this Easter thing. I am also wondering what my parents are gonna make for the rest of it, because we can't live on parfaits alone. We shall see how that what they end up thinking of. And I also bought some sprinkles, some Easter sprinkles that I can sprinkle on top of it. And if I don't eat all the Easter eggs beforehand, I might have some left to decorate with, but I can't promise that. That is something I don't know right now. Anything else that is important to mention? Don't think so. No. I do like this parfait. Usually I make it with, last time I made it with, I think, vegan coconut yogurt, which is really nice. If you ever have the chance to try it, you should. Because it's, apparently I really like coconut. Didn't know that really, but that is really nice. But I remember vaguely that my sister-in-law doesn't like coconut, so didn't buy that. And I was gonna buy the yogurt I usually use, but then I thought, well, this vla is like a custard sort of situation, will fit better with it, and I think it still would be really nice. I, a couple of years ago for Christmas, made something that would look like an Ethan mess, but I would presumably I made way too much, and which is always nice, and I had so much leftovers. This time I'm gonna make this parfait in separate classes, and I potentially am gonna bring everything to my parents and assemble it there, because that would be easier. I have to ask maybe if they have enough classes that I could make it in, or I have to bring my own. We shall see. Because I would like it to also look nice as I can make it without taking ages to prepare it. You do want to have the clear lines in it, the clear layers. The biggest issue with a castle build is usually because it's very big. That's usually, there are potentially small castles, but would that still count as a castle? Is that more a chateau sort of situation? There is, I of course need a certain amount of bedrooms, or at least a certain amount of beds for all my contestants to sleep in. And I think, in the beginning, thinking I could just make a couple of separate bedrooms, or I could make a couple of double beds in them. But double beds is not useful, not in this challenge, because you are not, they are not gonna sleep in the same bed because they're not friends or in a relationship, so that's not gonna be useful. What I am going to put in there, or in the bachelorette castle I used in the couple of previous bachelorette challenges, I had a couple of towers with a computer in there, and we're doing that again because I liked the idea of it, and there was always a sim in my household that would just automatically run to one of those computers in those towers. And I think that was a nice thing that happened, so we're putting those in again because I think that would be useful to us. Anything else? No, I think that's quite it for me, at least, to chat about. And of course I needed some skill building items throughout the house, so I needed some space in the backyard to do the challenges in. It sounds fun building a new castle for your bachelor challenge, but it's definitely not fun. And I don't think that it was more of a mansion that I used for the bachelor challenge. So this bachelor is gonna get, I think I can reveal who it is. I think in the second part of my last bachelorette challenge, Park got eliminated, which I didn't like, and because I am the one that makes this challenge, I decided to use Park, and I tried my best to make some Asian looking contestants. That's a really big thing that is missing in the Bachelor and Bachelorette franchise. Asian people, and if they are, they never last long. There was this one guy, the anesthesiast, the one that puts you under before you have a surgery. He was not called Park, I think, but that was the only one that got very far, I think. Every other Asian usually leaves after around the second elimination, which is sad because I would like a bit more of that, a bit more diversity, representation for people of Asian descent would be nice, maybe. So that's why I am going full in. No, not full in. I've tried to make a bit of a mix, but I also tried and put in some maybe from South Korea, maybe people. I admit I usually build the same kind of Sims, so it was hard. I even had to Google some names because I wanted to have some correct names. I think two would I count as South Korean, and one maybe is Japanese, maybe. But we shall see how it works out. We're also doing a bit of the garden because you also need some outside space for entertainment. Because that is always useful. And of course, like always, the screenshots are at the end of the video. Because that is useful information, I would say. And I might, while playing, have to add stuff in or change stuff if the need arises for it. I do like the end of builds because then it's easier to pick certain things that you need, certain swatches, because you already used multiple items in the rest of the house that you can just pick or at least grab the swatch from. Because as much as I like it, it takes a lot of time. But I could never get used to The Sims 4 with not having a color wheel to pick from. Don't think I could. At least I don't think I could, and I have only built like 5 houses in The Sims 4, which I only have one of on my channel. Because it just does my head in. Having all this freedom of picking any swatch you want, any color you want. You can make the toilet purple, the sink bright blue. It's all an option. If you want that, it's all an option. You can even make the toilet have polka dots or something, if that's what you're into. But also, it does take a lot of time. Because if I just chose the swatches that were available, the house would be very boring, very dark, very unlike this house. Because this one really fits everything I need. But I am going to shut up right now because I am not doing this voiceover. If you enjoyed watching this, thumbs up the video because that is really nice to see. Also subscribe to my channel so you see the next next house built in 2 weeks time on the first day. My name is Friesevent and I hope you have a lovely day. Goodbye.